Hello, welcome back to one more episode of Accidental Expects. I'm Bobby.
And I'm Amy, and as usual, we will be sharing stories from expats around the world.
So if you like us to tell your story, please leave a message to us and you're gonna tell your story next.
So, what do you bring us?
I'm gonna tell a story that a friend of mine sent to me. Ooh. And it's a suspense story, aka horror story, and I'm very excited. It was like super when she told me. I hope I can tell you perfect. She moved to Berlin.
What's her name?
I cannot say her name.
Well, let's put her name. Maria.
Maria. So Maria moved to Berlin.
Okay.
And she sublet this apartment. So if some people don't know, when you come to Berlin and you cannot find your house very fast, you just rent an apartment of someone who is traveling, whatever. So she rented this apartment in an old building in Berlin.
Okay.
She was very excited. She would spend a month in that apartment. The apartment was super cute, renovated, cozy.
Oh, nice.
Was like a very for an old building, was a new apartment. She was super excited.
It was renovated.
Was renovated inside. So she was super happy to be living alone for the first time and everything. So one night, she was cooking, and she didn't know no one in the building. Just sometimes she should listen like some noises and everything, but she never really cared. But every night, something like caught her attention. She started to hear someone like tapping her fingers in a wall, like like waiting for something. And this made her a little bit anxious, and every day between 8 and 9 in the night, she should listen this typing noise. And she was super scared, but she used to put in her music, watching TV, and don't care.
But it was like inside the apartment or outside?
She could listen outside, like very vague, you know, like a little far away. But she still could listen. Then it's coming from the apartment across the hall.
Okay. Ooh.
And she never met the neighbor, anything. So she didn't know who used to live inside that apartment. But she used to listen that sound every day at 8, between 8 and 9 in the night. One day she was cooking, she was doing a recipe, and then she was in her iPad, and sadly her lights, everything turns off.
Ooh. Okay.
And she got super scared, what's happening? She say, oh, maybe it's the building
the whole
apartment, the whole building. But when she looked across the window, she could see it was just her floor was empty. She took her phone and she went outside to check if it was something like what's happening, if it was happening other neighbors too. When she opened the door, she could see across the hall the door of the person she never met it. And she saw under in the little between the floor and the door, she could see that looks like the apartment inside
have
light, but was blinking the light as a candle, a candle, or she even told them was fire or so.
Like a chimney.
Something that was the lights was little
not a still light, but you could see it
yeah. And then she walked close, and then she started to listen again the tapping, and the tapping was coming closer and closer and closer to the door. When she was stopping on the door, and then she hear a little when the floor do
yeah, like the wood door, like the wood floor when someone is stepping on it.
She ran back to her house.
Oh.
She knocked the door. She was super scared. And then when she closed the door, she heard then someone start to knock in her door.
Okay.
She was super scared. She was scared to look in the magic eye.
Uh-huh.
She would just like stay stopped there, waiting for like
The person
everything
to go.
leaves. And then she closed her eyes and then she was like, oh my God, what's happening? What's happening? When she opened her eyes, everything was light again.
Okay.
So
and there was no one outside.
And there was no one outside. Like everything like disappeared like in a second.
Okay.
Everything worked as nothing happened.
Okay.
The day after, she wanted to take her mails in the door. And she realized that then the mailbox of the apartment in front of her, there is no name. The apartment is empty.
No, really?
So she told me that the day after she moved out from the apartment.
Oh my God.
She told me like I never knew like what could have happened to me if I stayed or
Oh my God.
I don't know like.
But I have so many questions now.
Crazy, no?
That's I mean, to be honest, it could be that someone, maybe an ocupa or whatever, someone was living illegally there. That's also scary because
you don't know who's there.
But
they say
there was no
she
one.
asked the lady who split the apartment to her. She said like she never heard anything. She never saw no one there. The apartment was closed for like 3 years. Ooh. She never listened anything, but maybe someone have just moved there. But she said like I didn't hear no one moving. I just hear these claps. Every
like
day.
Someone tapping and that's it.
Yeah, and that's it.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
She doesn't know what was the clap or what's going to happen to her. But she moved out from that apartment and now she lives in a like an apartment with other people because she say after that experience she would never live alone again.
Oh my God! No, that's so scary. No.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I have experience.
Do you have experience? So
eventually I will share some, but I'm skeptical, but I also experienced some weird things.
Oh God!
So you
satanic.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I do believe in ghosts, but never had any experience. Like oof, because I am a super scared person, and no, I have like such a high imagination. Like then I don't watch horror movies and anything.
Come on,
because I feel that if I watch, like it's going to happen to me, and no, like
no. I mean, I had some experience, but anyways, I try to find the most logical explanation.
Which logical experience? Someone died, someone's hunting you.
Yeah, but there are certain things that happen that you don't have any explanation, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with this. So yeah.
Well, I have a story. Since the episode short, we can just keep talking about this. I have a friend that she has a little bit like a psychic. That's what you say, right?
Yeah.
She crossed once she was in the car. She crossed an accident, and everything was fine. But one day she was sleeping, and when she wake up, she saw like someone on the top of her, like looking to her, and she told me like she could not move.
Yeah.
She was like paralyzed of that like person,
like something
like
in front of her, and she couldn't move.
She could not move. She could just cry, like when the tears are going out, but she could not scream. She could not say anything. She could not she could not do anything, and stayed there like for 5 minutes. She said it was the worst time of her life. And then when she went to like a psychic, they say that the soul of that person followed her because she passed exactly in the moment then the person passed away.
How the person passed away?
She passed out?
She passed out?
No, wait. The person died. I don't know what to say.
Passed away.
Passed away.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The person died, and your
And
friend.
she passed by the car the second moment.
Oh,
Then the person
no.
died.
So it kind of stick to her.
It sticked to her
Oh,
and was calling for help. So wow, like after that I slept with my parents for at least 3 months.
And
I
it
was
didn't even
super
happen to you.
scared. I was super scared. Like no.
Especially in highways, there's a lot of stories. For example, I've heard that some people that work like as how do you say that, like a driver of these big trucks that carry things
Trucking, delivery.
the truck drivers. I don't know what's the name
Yeah.
for these persons, but they have
Camionero.
camionero. They have these kind of stories that they say and tips that they give to each other that if they are traveling alone, try to bring something in the passenger seat, like
A doll?
a doll or a teddy bear, something that represents that someone is in the passenger seat. Because if you don't, it's most likely that some spirit or something
You see the
it uses the empty passenger seat. That's why they try to not keep it empty. So
oh my god! Now every time I drive a car, you're gonna need to put something in the seats.
Nah, come on! But you are not a driver, and it's supposed to happen only during the night. So I don't know.
I never drive in the night anymore.
You don't even drive
And that's
in this
true.
city.
In the no,
Don't worry, you're safe.
Oh my god! So that scared me out. Like no, I can't. Like come on, like this is spirit, stories. No.
And we come, especially I think in Latin America in general, we have a lot of ghost stories.
Oh my god, I have so many ghost stories.
And legends and everything.
I don't have a ghost story to tell because I don't believe. I believe it, but I'm so scared to say that I believe, and then
you ended up saying that you don't believe, and now I ended up sharing some.
I rather to say I don't believe, so I don't. Like I don't know. Oh my god, like no.
We will share some of these other stories eventually in some other episodes.
Stay tuned.
So if you have any other story that you would like us to tell
your ghost stories, send to us.
And not only ghost stories, you could also send love stories, traveling stories.
You can also create a story.
Or share a good experience that you have. Not everything has to be about experience.
Or can.
Yeah. Okay. See you in the next episode.
Subscribe, like it, and see you in the next episode. Bye.